Hello, welcome to this tutorial where I'll be showing you how to edit the OpenStreetMap Wiki in order to submit your microgrant application. So this is the homepage for the OpenStreetMap Wiki. The URL is wiki.openstreetmap.org, which will bring you to the homepage. So to be able to edit the wiki, you need to create an account. So yeah, if you have already an account, you can go on and log in. If you don't have an account already, then you need to create a new account right here. So you can go on and choose a username that you want to use. You may use your actual names, or you may use the same name that you use on OpenStreetMap, and then you choose a password to use and put your email address, then create your account. So yeah, my account is created. One of the things which you may want to do is to create your user page. There is a red link here. So if you click on that red link on your username, it should take you to user, then your username, and says there's currently no text in this page. So you want to go ahead and create this page. So basically your user page is where you tell other people about you. So I'll click here, start editing. So you see here it says you must confirm your email address before editing pages. So I have to confirm my email address. So I'll go ahead and refresh this page. So it should now allow me to be able to edit. So what you have to put here is something about you, so that when other people who find your edits on the wiki, they can know who you are. So I've added some information about myself, and I'll add a comment. So it's important to create to add a summary of what you are adding. So creating user page so that's the summary of what changes I have made. I'll choose I'm not a robot, and I'll save my changes. Okay, so I've just made my first edit on the OpenStreetMap Wiki, which is my user page. The discussion is where other people might want to talk to you. Yeah, but anyway, my next target is to edit the microgrant page and submit my microgrant application. So I'm going to go ahead here and search for microgrant 2021, or you can search for community impact microgrants. So whatever the name is for that microgrant. So it's right here in the results, hot microgrants, community impact microgrants 2021, and I'll go ahead and open that. So here there is some information about the microgrants, which you should be able to read through: the purpose, call to action, the eligibility, the timeline, so that you know of the key dates, important dates, location, costs. There is also some examples of how you can do your budget, and the project plan. So it's important that you should write your application like in a Word document or in a spreadsheet, so that when it is ready, then you just copy the content and add it to the wiki. Adding it to the wiki means that you can also start the application, but go on and be editing and adding more information, maybe even having people who belong to your team and they want to participate also in the application. So you can share the link, and they can also be able to edit the wiki. So that's why it's called the wiki, because several people can collaborate and edit the same document. So the next thing to do to start your application is to add your project name. So that means you should be having this information already. You should decide what is your project, what is it all about, what are your targets, and so on. All of this information is here, which will guide you on how to submit your application. But still, you can be able to reach out and get help if you need help on how to put together your application. So I'm going to go ahead and start my application by putting the project name. So I'm just going to put the name of my project. So this is just an example. So you can see once I put the name, the button turns blue. And now I can start my application. So once you start your application, it will bring for you a template, which you just fill to complete your application. Yeah, this looks like a lot of code, but it's important for your application. So you need to fill in everything here. So the first one is title of your proposal. And where there is the word project, I'll go ahead and put the name of my project. It shows status draft, and the instruction up here is that when you're ready to submit your proposal for review, you change the status to proposed, and then you send an email to microgrant@hotosm.org. So right now the status is draft, but once you are done with your application, then you can change the status to proposed. As long as it's still in draft, you can continue working on it until it's ready. Grantee, this is where you put your full name. And here, this is where you put your OSM username. So here you can put your email, and this is optional if you don't want to share your email publicly, but you'll have to send an email to this email address so that we have your email address. So I'll just go ahead and add my email address here as an example. And then this is where you add the summary about your project. So in 1 or 2 sentences, what is your project about? So I've just added an example here. Next is your start date. So when is the start date of your project? And you have to write it in this format. So starting with the year. So let's say your project starts in 2021 in March and 01, and then it goes until December. So start with the year, the month, and then the date. So fill in where you're located, or you're focusing your efforts. So where is your project going to be located? So I'll just put Mwanza, Tanzania as an example. And then what is the amount that you're applying for? So this has to be in US dollars. So if you made your budget in the local currency, convert it to USD, and that's what you put here. Is this grant individual or group organization? So if you're applying as an organization, you add organization. If you're applying as a group which is not yet registered as an organization, then you can just add group. So yeah, if you're an organization, then you need to put the email address or secondary contact for that organization. Yeah, if it is a group, so this is where you add like other contacts. If you have like other members in your organization, so you can add their contacts here. And then this is where you put the link. So if your community, for example, is amanhuria.org, then you can put that. So now below here is what you, this is where you put the information and details about your project. So basically just read what is here and then you add the answers. So the first one is in this section, please describe in detail the challenge that your project address, and we recommend your response be a minimum of 200 and a maximum of 400 words. So simply just read through here as you answer the questions and add details about your application. So I'm just adding here as an example, and I'll just stop here, but yeah, make it as detailed as possible so that the information is more useful. Add a summary. So if you edit and for example, I've just edited like so creating application so just add the information. You may make more than one edit. So let us say you're updating a certain section, then your summary will be updating project description or updating project budget. One thing that is very useful before you save your changes, always preview. So you want to preview your changes and make sure everything looks the way you want it before you save your changes. So I'll go ahead and preview my changes here. So I can see the information I added on the top is appearing here, and it shows the status of my application is draft, and the one sentence that I have added about the project is also indicated here. So basically that is what you do. Just go ahead and edit and edit and edit until you are done. But even if you're not, you don't have to complete your application in one go. You can make it bit by bit, but at every point you have to save your changes and then you can increment on it. So that's it. I've just created my application here and it's still in draft format, and I can go ahead and add other section. So if I'm coming back the following day and I want to add information about the sustainability plan, then I just come to this section, edit source, and then I can add my sustainability plan right here. Then I will save those changes, and that will update my existing application. So that is the process of how to edit the wiki. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions and you need any help on that process. Thank you.